Sort of yesterday you trained away from the main group for a little bit. How are you feeling at the moment with the hammies and that?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good. I'm just managing my load a little bit. So I've been progressing a little bit more each week over the 2 practice games, and just trying to get the best possible lead into round 1. So by round 1, I'll be fully ready to go.
So you won't have to, at this stage, be managed post round 1. It's only into then?
No, all good to go.
How frustrating has it been to entire pre-season and then get to this stage and be still working through it to try to get
Yeah, any injuries gets frustrating, but yeah, I've been around long enough, had enough injuries to know that's just part of it. And that body of work that I've done over pre-season is still there. You don't just lose it in a couple of weeks. So it's a bit of a hiccup. But I still feel lucky that I can go out there and play round 1 when the real stuff comes around.
What sort of nick did you feel like doing in as you're building into the season originally?
Good, yeah, really good. Another strong pre-season. Again, a lot more than I've done in the past. And the training loads as a whole, over the whole squad, has been a lot more high speed running, a lot more football. So much better prepared, and I've got a lot of that work under my belt. So confident that I'll be able to get through the season. Be pretty durable. Who knows what's going to happen, but I'm ready to go for round 1.
Sam, how big of a loss is Sean Darcy?
Yeah, he's a big loss. He's obviously a really important player for us. Recently signed for a number of years, and everyone's really disappointed to lose him. But as I said, injuries are a part of it, and our list management builds a squad so that we're ready for these things when they come up, when we lose players, and we have a depth of ruckman and other players that can come in and fill the spot. We'll just have to tweak structurally a couple of things, but we always plan for losing players, and I'm confident with the team that we'll have round 1.
So what does the forward line do now that Luke probably goes into the ruck? How do you guys change that structure?
Yeah, it's not set in stone. Luke was probably going to the ruck. He obviously showed last year that he could play fully in the ruck and do it really well. We have some options up forward. Obviously, Josh Tracy, Jai Amos played some good football. We've still got Matt Taberner, Boss, who we've just signed as well over the later part of the pre-season. All tall forwards that can come in and play that role. And we can also, potentially line up a bit different structurally with going a bit smaller. We could put in Banfield or Sturt, Emmett, guys like that who can play tall and small. Nothing's locked in, and I guess you'll see next week how we line up.
I feel it might be a bit horses for courses whether you go 3 talls or 2 talls.
Do
you feel like it might be depending on who you play each week, whether you go with the 3 tall and 3 talls or 2 talls?
It's definitely something to factor in, depending on maybe how tall their forward, how tall their back line is, and the personnel they have. But I'd say more so we'll look at maybe what just works best for us, and how we can have the best functioning forward line any given week.
I'm interested to know, obviously, not the result you guys wanted against Port Adelaide a few days ago, but do you subscribe at all to the sort of narrative around the ball movement regarding the team and it being a bit slower than other teams? No,
I don't subscribe to the narrative. I've said before to you guys that ball movement, moving the ball fast, isn't as straightforward as just when you get the ball deciding to just go. It's dependent on so many other things in our game. We pride ourselves on good team defence, and if we can turn the ball over in the forward half, it's the best time to go quick because the defence isn't set up, and the easiest time. So, and at the same time, if you just decide to go quick out of your defensive 50, it's probably when the opposition's set up pretty well, and it's probably not a smart time to go. So, I have full trust in our game plan. I think when we all play our roles and execute it well, we can beat anybody with it.
It was a while ago now, but I believe you actually played sort of in defence behind the ball when you were coming through as sort of a youngster. Do you what's the process of getting speed on the ball from sort of your experience?
Yeah, that's a pretty good memory from you. I haven't played backline for a long time, back into the junior days. Like I said, a combination of things. You just always got to give yourself the option. I think when we take, when the ball movement might be slow, when you take a mark, you've always got to face up and see if you can go. Give yourself the opportunity. You might not always be able to. A lot of it's just playing what the opposition gives you. If they give you space to run, you take it. Free players, whatever it is. You kind of just play what they give you, and then ideally can move the ball fast and straight to goal.
This is the time of year everyone's itching to go. What do you make of opening round and splitting it sort of over and being the ones to wait, I guess, to get started?
Yeah, it's obviously very different. It's a bit of a weird feeling, and the footy's on this weekend, and we'll just be training on Saturday, which is quite strange. Really understand what the AFL is trying to do, promote some football up in Queensland and New South Wales. Always open to them trying to evolve the game, and get some growth in those areas of the country. I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I got in my head locked in months ago that we weren't going to be playing this week, so I've just been preparing for it. And in terms of actually preparing for round one, it won't change too much. I think a positive is that we actually get to look at Brisbane this weekend and review a proper game of them, whereas they probably only go on practice matches of ours. But I guess you could look at it either way with advantages and disadvantages, but it's the situation and we'll attack it head on.
Speaking of forward lines, Alex was talking about it before, but also, and I know it's been a few months, but how weird will it be to go out without Lockie Schultz next year?
Not weird anymore, to be honest. We always have personnel changes every year. Players retire, get traded, delisted, whatever it is, and things constantly change. And then you train for 3 or 4 months over pre-season, you put in so many hours, you can't really afford to think back that far. When it comes to round one, it'll be business as usual.
In terms of preparing for Brisbane, how different would it be to be looking at a pre-season game compared to a home and away game when you're reviewing them and what you can actually take out of it?
It's kind of difficult to answer. I think sometimes teams don't put their best team forward in a practice game. Potentially some teams maybe don't show everything that they're going to do game plan wise. So you can take little bits and pieces, but I think you get a lot more out of the real thing, real round one. There's 4 points on the line for sure.
Have you had the chance to, back on Sean, to speak to him, and how is he going at the moment?
Yeah, he's in really good spirits. I saw him yesterday, he got out of hospital really quickly. From all reports, the surgery was successful, potentially even better than what they thought going into it. I don't have an exact time frame. I'm sure the club will give you guys that information. He's determined to get back as quick as he can. When
you saw him yesterday, was he, rehabbing at the club, or what was he doing?
No, he was pretty much fresh out of the hospital. He just wanted to come in and see the guys and show his face, which is awesome. He just wants to get amongst it again. So he was just walking around having chats, and it was good to see him.
Do you anticipate he'll play an active role on game days until he does come back, in terms of, giving feedback or something?
It's not up to me. I don't know if he'll have a bit of a sort of a coaching influence or anything like that. I think the primary thing for him to focus on is his rehab and getting back. But he is a leader amongst the club, so I'm sure he'll be around our meetings leading into games and reviews and adding his opinions and contributions, and we expect that from him. But the main thing is him getting his rehab right so he can return at full strength.
Have you guys had any chats post Jimmy Webster's decision about how to handle tackling versus bumping versus smothering versus every approach to a contest?
I haven't, no. I think we all saw the incident, and everyone knows it wasn't a smart call from Jimmy. He admitted that himself. It's not something you want to see in the game. Obviously, he made a bad decision in the moment, but I think we're all across what we can and can't do in that sense, and looking up to the players out in the field. So, no new conversations around other rules and that. It's a pretty clear-cut one.